Hi friends, today's topic is emerging face of Myanmar. At the outset, the strategic location of Myanmar is very significant like Iran. It is in the center of three regions of Asia: Eastern region, Southeastern region and Southern Asia. Like Iran, Central Asia, Middle East and South Asia. God is very happy to give them all possible locations, best locations. Natural resources also, Myanmar is very rich. It has gas, minerals, mines, oil, petroleums. Agriculturally, Myanmar is also very fertile. Wheat, paddy, timber. So this is the strategically significant Myanmar. Natural resources wise also very significant, agriculture wise also. But its economy is not as developed as it should have been. Trade wise also it is deficit. Strategically significant why it is? As I said, in the center of three regions. As regards its neighbors are concerned, China, Laos, Thailand, India, Bangladesh. All these countries are bounded with Myanmar through landed boundaries. Myanmar is also having maritime coastal lines with Bay of Bengal and Andaman Sea. This is all a positive part of Myanmar. But now I would highlight slightly the plights of Myanmar. Biggest plight with Myanmar is it is the longest in the world, longest period of ethnic civil war. I can divide into three parts of its history till now. First, before 1886, it was under dynasty rule, ethnic dynasty rule. It was a crisis amongst one group or the other groups of their ethnic groups, I mean, before 1886. After that, it came under British India as a province of British India. Again, ethnic war started, continued. Then got independence in 1948. After that, it was a civil government or a military government. The civil war continued, ethnic civil war continued. So whole history till today, Myanmar's biggest plight is the ethnic civil war. You can imagine 135 ethnic groups are there. 135 ethnic groups. But all are Buddhist. As regards their education is concerned, literacy is concerned, male literacy is around 90%. Female literacy also 85%. This is the positive part of, positive face of Myanmar. But plights also going together. Plights of civil wars, insurgencies, militancies. This is what the whole history is there with the Myanmar. Another, plight, source of plight is over-dependence on China. China is applying same tactics as used to do with other poor countries. First is using military muscles to ensure expansionism. Expansionism of what? Political expansionism, ideological expansionism, as well as territorial expansionism. This is one trick China is playing everywhere with poor countries, and China is doing it with same Pakistan also, North Korea also, Nepal also, and here also. even Sri Lanka also, Maldives also. Second part is that debt trap. Give them money and almost purchase them. Force them to do whatever China wants to do from them. Paisa feko, tamasha dekho. This is the well-known tactics. And I told you earlier, muscles, both types of muscle, military muscles and political muscle also. Political in the sense that they support pro-Chinese militants everywhere, Myanmar also. Give them arms, give them money, give them political support, and ensure that they keep on working against that country, including Myanmar, in favor of China. So, jiski lathi uski bhais, might is right. Through military muscles or through militia, both. This is the trick Chinese are playing. Unfortunately, even today's world reality is around 80 to 90% countries are like Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, Pakistan, and North Korea. If same tricks China keep on continuing with other countries, I cannot imagine what kind of future we have to face it then. Now, another plight is military dominance. China got independence in 1948. Civil government was there for hardly 8 years. In 1958, civil junta, military junta government started under Nusu, the father of the present lady Suu Kyi, the great lady Suu Kyi. But after 58, from 48 to 58, it was a parliamentary democracy. Then from 58 to 1962, it was a military junta. Means head was the civilians, Nusu, and under him all military ministers. Then the well-known name, Nevin, he came into power. He organized military coup and he imposed military dictatorship. It continued till 1974. After that, he founded his own party, Socialist Party. He started ruling under one-party rule from 1974 to 1988. After that, the revolution started and he resigned. Even after resignation, another military regime starts. That is why I told you, this is another plight from 1958 to 2010. 2010, military regime declared election for the first time. The civilian government came into power in 2011 under civilian heads, but all ministers are military officers only. Meanwhile, Suu Kyi, the lady, well-known lady, who was imprisoned and she was released. So this is the positive part of Myanmar. Now, face emerging now, it started emerging now, new phase of democracy, new phase of coming out of isolation, new phase of coming out of over-dependence on China, emerging phase of coming out of the plights of ethnic civil war. This is the new emerging phase. In 2015, election again was conducted and Suu Kyi party got majority on both the floors. But still military domination is there as almost all the ministers are military officers. So no doubt military dominance has been lessened, is lesser now, but somehow democracy is now growing. Isolation is over, now relation with India, relation with the world started. At the end of 19th century, India started relation with Myanmar. Now very important achievement for India and Myanmar is that India has succeeded to construct 3 highways. One highway from Guwahati to Bangkok, through Bangkok means the capital of Thailand, through Myanmar. Second is from Calcutta to Mizoram through Myanmar, through sea routes and river routes. Sea routes from Calcutta to Myanmar. Inside Myanmar, it was a river route, then it's a land route to Mizoram. So India will not depend upon only Siliguri corridors to reach to northeastern part of India. Substitute, another route is also India is going to find it from Calcutta to Myanmar, Myanmar to Mizoram. So India is also planning to go for third routes through Bangladesh, railway track and road from West Bengal to Tripura and to Assam and other areas. This is what India has the dreams. Now, as regards other part of relationship is concerned, India is also developing trades. India is also developing its relation with the security relationship, with training with the armed forces, giving some equipments also. No doubt, the biggest supplier of military hardware is China for Myanmar. Military exercises also with Myanmar. But now Myanmar is relating itself with Western countries like America, like Europe, like Singapore, like India. This is the reality of the today's Myanmar. So Myanmar had one of the biggest plight any country has ever faced it. The plights, as I told you, the civil war, ethnic civil war, plights of military regime, plights of over-dependence on China, plights of economy is not growing up, but now slowly, gradually, new phase China is getting, Myanmar is getting it. And plus part is South Asia is getting connected with Southeast Asia through Myanmar, India also. Hopefully, Myanmar will come out of all plights, will be established democracy, established economically developed countries. This is what the way I'm concluding my video. Thank you so much.